we are going into our party topic of multiplayer madness. There is just a crazy amount of things that we could talk about here, but we did narrow it down to a few topics regarding multiplayer stuff that's out right now. We got a new bit of Knockout City Season 2 that was shown off at the EA Play live event today. Did you get to see some of that, Debbie?
I didn't see the actual EA Play thing like live, but I saw the Season 2 trailer, and let me just say now that I predicted everything. I knew the second season was going to be called, it's going to be movie themed. I knew the ball was going to have something to do with blinding people. And I even predicted that they would bring nighttime to the game. So much so, like, all the things that I've been predicting so far have been, like, so uncannily on point that some of the people, like, within the dev team have been, like, is Sid being, like, leaked information? Like, just do they have an insider? Like, what's going on here? And I was just like, no, I'm just. But I have been playing a lot of this, the last of season 1. The final week, it's double experience week. And it's really ironic that our topic for this is called Multiplayer Madness, because this whole event for that is called Midnight Madness.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, totally on purpose.
More predictions.
That's when you get that job with Knockout City or something.
I'm trying. I don't have the numbers yet. I have to watch. I have to reach a certain threshold, and then I can apply to be a partner. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's right. And then, of course, we've heard about Spellbreak before, but Chapter 3 of that is out now, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of info on that, but I think it's called Wardens or The Wardens.
Apparently, the main conflict is that you're fighting automatons. That's all I know, though, because I just had an email about it. And I don't even know what Chapter 2 is about. I kind of fell off of Spellbreak for, like, a really long time. I don't think I've played it since the end of Chapter 1. No, the end of the prologue. I haven't even played Chapter 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
oops.
Goodbye to that. But yeah, there's so many options for people to play things multiplayer right now. We did see another thing at the EA Play live event today. That was Apex, a new character. What's that about, Thomas?
Well, I only know what I saw in the trailer, and I'll be perfectly frank, I did zero research about this. I only watched the trailer. But typically, they don't release a lot of extra information except the trailer when they release those. They do that, and then like a day or two later, they'll maybe reveal a little bit more. But it's a new character, a new season, which is called Emergence, which, based on what was happening in the trailer, it looks like more map changes, which is to be expected. There's like an avalanche going on, so I'm sure we're going to see that in one of the maps. Yeah, I mean, that's really all there was from there. I mean, so Seer looks like somewhere between like a traditional voodoo shaman and Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Because a lot of the way he moved was really interesting. I mean, I don't really know how to qualify it, and I still don't even really understand what he does. We'll find out.
But he does it beautifully.
But he does it beautifully, which is the one thing that the trailer gets across. It seems like he can deactivate traps. He did something else, but it wasn't really clear to me in the trailer. Anyway, new character, new season. I'm sure it's going to be good. What I can tell you otherwise about Apex is I read an article last week that I think was pretty new. I think it came out in the past couple weeks, but it was an interview with a bunch of pro Apex players and then players from a couple other games, especially Valorant. And it was talking about the appeal of the new arena system, where it's more like Counter-Strike, which really means it's more like Valorant, where you get in. And I like the arenas mode because, like I've said, I like being able to sit down, play in little bits with low commitment, and then be done. I like battle royales. I like Apex a lot, but the idea of looting for 10 minutes and then dying on my first fight because I haven't played in like 4 months, that sounds rough. And that's one of the biggest barriers to entry to battle royales is walking around for a while, looking around, and getting shot in the back, and then you just have to queue up and
Gameplay,
then
though.
do it all again. But the
So satisfying.
yeah, I mean, when you're competent at the game, you know the maps, you know the guns, and you play regularly, it's great. It's just not always friendly to people who don't play regularly. The arenas mode, on the other hand, I think is better because you always get to choose your weapons. There are objectives on the map where you can go pick up. You can either just straight up kill the enemy and not worry about anything on the map, or you can go pick up the supplies that give you the points that you spend in between matches to buy weapon upgrades, shields, your ultimate ability, and other stuff like that. Other stuff that you would see in Valorant, where you spend money between each round. But the nice thing about that is you always know exactly the number of people you're fighting. You always know generally where they are. And you're always using a weapon that you chose for yourself. So you're never stuck. It stinks watching people drop in Apex. They drop out of the sky, they hit the ground, there are enemies everywhere, and they run around, and they can't find a weapon for 30 seconds until they die. My heart goes out to every time that's happened to anybody. But in this mode, it totally sidesteps that. And so the article was asking the question, is the arenas mode trying to appeal to people who really like Valorant? And I thought that was an interesting question because for me, I could not care less about Valorant. Don't care at all. Like, I care zero amount about Valorant. But I do like that arenas mode. Does that mean I would like Valorant? I mean, that means there are things I could maybe like about it. But as far as dipping their toe in that different part of that shooter genre, I'm here for it. It's interesting to me. I think it has a lower barrier to entry and allows for lower commitment players like me to enjoy the game with their friends or even alone. But all of that said, I jumped in. I played 4 games. 2 of them had quitters, and then where it was just the worst time you could possibly imagine. And then the other 2 were great, and I had a wonderful time. So that's video games.
Ta-da!
That's multiplayer gaming.
I feel like I would liken the arenas mode more to Rogue Company than anything else. Just like the standard, like not Strikeout, but like the other one.
Like Extraction?
Yeah, like Extraction. Just because like you do have the objectives and everything that rotate every time, and it's still action heavy. Like in games like Counter-Strike and Valorant, it's all about holding the angles,
Yeah.
watching the flank for 6 minutes. Okay, there's no one coming. Turn and watch this angle for like 10 years. So it's more fast-paced than Valorant would be. So that's the only reason I would liken it more to Rogue Company, I'd say.
Well, cool. I mean, I'm down with that because I do like Rogue Company. And yeah, I like that you have finite number of details, but you're always moving. My biggest gripe against Valorant is what you said. It's sitting on a corner, like watching. Are they about to walk through here? Oh, they did. Okay, fight's over. It's like, oh, all right.
Been 84.
Yeah.
One shot. All right. So we got that out of the way. Since we got Apex there, I'm going to go ahead and move a couple things on our list a little bit. So with the Apex announcement, we also had Battlefield Portal announced today, which is a Halo
Portal
Forge
game with Battlefield mechanic. Oh, so, I'm sorry. Oh, I must have read the wrong thing.
Great. So Battlefield Portal is like Halo Forge. It's a custom game mode that has some of the classic maps, and I say classic because they said classic. I remember what they look like, but I could not say any map names for any Battlefield game. But they did have
one.
Exactly. They had one of the main maps from Bad Company 2, so all the Battlefield Bad Company lovers were going a little crazy on the YouTubes. But classic maps, classic weapons, and of course bringing the new Battlefield 2042 128 player matches to those maps is the kicker. So the video that EA Play Live showed was good. Like, it was a very good hype video. Like, just throwing that many players on screen at the same time in a map that you played like What that was over 10 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah, it's very long time since we played Bad Company 2. So
Shoot,
it does
I
look like a
think
good
Bad
time.
Company 2 was when I was like that was near my tail end of high school. I think I remember.
It was at least 9 years ago, but I feel like it was 12 or 13 years ago.
I
I'm not
think
100%
I want
on
to say
that.
2009. I'm gonna look this up. Yeah, it's a minute ago.
I'm just happy that we're getting a new, possibly good Battlefield game.
That's true too.
Because the Star Wars ones kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths. So
Yeah, and Call of Duty, Halo, and Battlefield used to be the big three. Titanfall came in there briefly. I was interested, but now it's Apex. So they're kind of out of the running in that big three. I am excited to kind of see that pendulum swing where maybe Battlefield's really going to come back and be a contender. And with it, this could potentially bring back a renaissance of traditional large-scale shooters that aren't battle royales, which I would like.
Please.
I just
Yes.
want new stuff. I don't care what it is as long as it's high quality. And so if they're pushing all these cool ideas and the marketing seems good, I would love for this to hit with a splash and really rock. I say this now. We'll see how I feel on release day, but I really think I'm gonna buy this on day one.
Just give me those tornadoes and destructible environments.
looks
I
so
was
cool.
literally just about to say, I want to see a cow
Yes.
flying through those tornadoes when I get stuck in my wingsuit. Like, give it to me. Also,
You
I'm
just,
done
like,
because I meant
swirl around
Battlefront,
it.
not Battlefield. It was Battlefront. But Battlefield
Same
1,
thing, yeah.
still same thing.
Yeah, we knew what you meant. It was the same
Yeah, but I
pedigree.
don't want the comments to be like, you stupid. So...
Oh man. And so outside of Battlefield, a little announcement was, which I didn't realize Fall Guys was in season 5 now,
Yeah, it just came out on Tuesday, I believe.
but there's a new couple of characters to play or to earn. That is Ratchet and Clank, which is the first time a Sony IP has joined.
Oh, really?
So of course, so
Ooh.
July 26th is when you can earn the Ratchet stuff through August 1st, and then August 6th through the 15th is the Clink stuff. So obviously, if you earn the crowns, you can get banners, patterns, emotes, and eventually the full-on costumes. And yeah, Devi, if you haven't seen it yet, oh my God, the pictures are pretty damn cute.
Well, I'm gonna have to miss out on this costumes
Yeah.
because Knockout City Season 2 comes out on the 27th. So
Oh dang.
But yeah, that's a pretty fun one for the Sony players out there, or anybody playing Fall Guys. Period, because I need to get back into it, but it does get a little bit stale every once in a while. But every time they bring in a new character, everybody jumps back in, so it gets a little bit more competitive, and that's always fun.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Do any of the outfits include Rivet?
That wasn't in their announcement, I don't think. Maybe it was in the video, but I didn't watch the video part of it. I didn't see that, but that would be nice.
Is Rivet to Ratchet as Lady Garfield is to Garfield?
Well,
Is that who that character
Almost.
no, I feel like she.
Oh no, well I mostly
I mean,
mean
she's
is
an
that
improvement,
the other Lombax that you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Cool, Lady Garfield nailed it.
She's Amy Rose,
Right.
the hedgehog.
The hedgehog. That's funny. Carlos, I did look it up.
Yeah.
Bad Company 2 release date March 2nd, 2010. So you
Oh my
nailed the
God.
time frame. But man, yeah,
That
that's
feels like so long ago.
doesn't it?
Yeah. But this isn't a podcast about nostalgia for Bad Company 2. This is a podcast about multiplayer madness. So the one that the group has been really excited about, and I personally have been stoked on since it announced, was the Ascent. It drops on July 29th, and that again is the 1 to 4 player co-op cyber-dystopia game that's Game Pass day one. And we know plenty of people that are going to play it, but we setting up a little bit of something in the Discord and whatnot, Thomas.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of stuff that I could revisit at the end of the show. I mean, we've talked about a lot of our stuff here. in addition to a bunch of Discord improvements we've had over the past couple months, we, starting next month, are going to do a lot more to include people, to give people an opportunity to play together for new releases. Stuff like this is great because it's a Game Pass day one. So if you own Game Pass, you already are going to have the game. You don't have to go out and buy it. It may not be free, but so many of us already subscribe to Game Pass that we're just going to have it in our library. All you got to do is hit install. So
it's incredible value. Like
it is.
Yeah,
it's still
and
the best deal in
preload has
gaming.
been available for I think a few weeks now, so you can have that downloaded already.
So we've got a bunch of stuff in our Discord now. You guys know the drill. You've heard me talk about it before. But in addition to a general looking for group channel where you can ask people where they're playing or what they're playing, we also have a bunch of individual channels for specific games. That includes anything from 7 Days to Die, which we have a dedicated server for now. Don't Starve, Back for Blood, which is coming out in October. Actually, since I plan on playing it, I suppose I could make a Battlefield one as well. But I know a lot of people are like me. I was talking about it with Splitgate. I will play a game if I have people to play it with. I don't want to play it by myself, and I don't want to play it with team chat on with random people. I'm not interested. So we want to build a way to allow you to try those things with no problems, right? So day one, you already own it. All you got to do is hop in our Discord, and you're going to have people to play with. So keep an eye, especially on our Twitter. I think will be the best way to find information on the new releases. But please join our Discord. We've got a lot of good people in there, and it's the best way to find quality people, optimistic, good teammates. You know the ones, sportsmanship kind of people to play with. So yeah, please join up. I love our Discord. I'm in there almost every day, listen to music and stuff, and I'd love to try new games with everybody. So yeah, the Ascent, July 29th, next week.
Yeah, boy. And since I promised, Devi, what do people need to know about Pokemon Unite? Straight up.
So one of the things that stands out to me, when I first saw the game, is it's not filled with your typical Pokemon that you might expect. You know how everyone has their own favorite Pokemon, and some of them are the popular ones, and some of them are the weird ones or whatever.
Dude, it's who's your favorite Pokemon? And they're like, oh, the God one, the one that can beat every other one in a fight. It's like, man, have some love.
My favorite Pokemon is God.
Right.
But no, just the roster itself is just so refreshing. We have the standards like Charizard, we have Pikachu, of course, we have Venusaur. We have a fan favorite in Cinderace, but then we also have interesting quote unquote picks like Cramorant, the bird that can swallow fish and yeah. Well, actually, I think it's the Cramorant is an actual bird.
Technically a cormorant, yeah.
Cormorant, there it is. Okay,
So close to pelicans, but yeah.
And then we have Wigglytuff,
hell yeah.
Can you imagine
Wigglytuff
just tussling out around with everybody? And Wigglytuff is actually very strong. I'm scared of Wigglytuff, and you've seen my scores. Whenever I see a Wigglytuff, I change lanes. So I'm out of here.
It's who's the Wobbuffet, right?
Wow!
Oh my god.
Got that kind of strength where you're like, get away from me.
You're the weirdest tank ever, Wobbuffet.
It really is. But we love Wobbuffet. But the roster, and then also the ease of play, I think. When you think about a MOBA, you think about it's really hard to approach, especially ones with gigantic rosters that have been around forever, or so much item building and everything that you have to do so much research and so much calculations and everything, and put in so many hours of looking things up and learning how everything works and blah blah blah. So if you're jumping into a MOBA for the first time, it's really daunting because all of these people have these knowledge that you don't, and so you have to work around that. With Pokemon Unite, the most item management that you have to do is just your hold items, and you get a set of 3, and it tells you exactly explicitly what they do, and you just plug them in and go. I mean, you don't have to manage pages or anything like that. Like in League of Legends, you have the rune pages. You don't have to do any of the talents that you have in Arena of Valor, for instance. The tutorial is really easy. It walks you through everything, and it's just a nice place for people who are interested in the genre to begin. It's a good jumping point.
That's really nice to hear.
That's
Our,
including your ranked match that was 1,000 to 100. welcome to Pokemon.
Welcome.
Now, that said, I think the levels were technically like matchmaking correct, right? I feel like I saw some like 14s, 15s with like
it was an
11s and
expert.
13s or something. Like,
Oh no, those were the in-game levels. So
okay.
we were those are the in-game levels. But it was ranked matching, so I assumed that the matchmaking was doing its job. It's just that, so many people are new to the game, but I have been playing since like the first beta.
Since you went to Canada.
I went to Canada for vacation, and I troned right back. It was so easy.
Wow.
But no, it's a really good jumping point for it. Like, if you're interested, check it out. It's free on the Switch right now. If you're waiting for it to come to MOBA, it'll come out in September. And if you download the game before August 31st, you get access to the Pokemon Zeraora, who is like the electric cat, mythical, pseudo-legendary. I don't even know what he is, but whatever. And he's so broken. He does not need to exist in the game. I don't know why they added him. Get him out of here. But he's so much fun.
Debbie, you said if you're waiting for it to come out on MOBA, did you mean PC?
No, mobile. Like
mobile. Okay. Lol.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
On your cellular device.
Speaking of Zeraora, are all the actual Pokemon on the roster do you have to unlock any of them, or are they all available?
So you buy them with the in-game currency.
Okay.
When you first download the game, you get to choose one of like an assortment for free. And then as you level up, you can do like daily challenges and everything. You'll start to unlock more what they're called Unite licenses, and that they're basically cards that you choose the Pokemon with. But you just earn them by either leveling up or buying them with the in-game currency. So I guess unlock, but also free.
Okay. That's better than Arena of Valor was for me, because that was a big detractor. Because I'm one of those people that will definitely want to try every one of them if I can before I really settle on a main.
Oh yeah, and you could do that through the practice area too. Like, you have the whole roster at your disposal to try at any time. But you choose the one at the beginning, and then as you play, you can either buy them with the currency that you earn, or you'll unlock them through the daily challenges or whatever. Like, if you play for a week, on day 7, you get Cressel for free. And then if you get the battle pass, which is like a whole nother thing, because yes, it does have a battle pass. Because it's free to play, so they have freemium somehow.
Is it called like Poke Pass or something?
It's actually just called the battle pass, surprisingly.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I feel like exactly.
Call it like the Sylph Pass or something. I don't know. That's or Sylph Co Pass,
Well, it does take place in an entirely different region, so I don't know how that would work. I don't know. Sylph Co could have a hand. I mean, they're global, right? So
worldwide.
Right.
Hey.
Rocket Pass? I don't know.
So, does anybody have any closing thoughts on the multiplayer madness that we are seeing in games right now?
There's a lot of it.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop releasing everything at the same time, so I have time to enjoy everything. Thanks, games.
Yeah. I mean, the other stuff I'm playing is Overwatch. It's Don't Starve Together, which are both multiplayer games that I'm really enjoying with my friends. There is so much and 7 Days to Die. All 3 of the main games that I'm playing right now, outside of Dead Cells, are all multiplayer, and they're with friends. They're not just with strangers. It's not a solo queue sort of situation. We've had so many releases since E3 and all sorts of stuff in the past 6 months as we're like somehow kind of sort of moving post-COVID or whatever. Missouri, thanks. No, but release schedules are starting to catch up, and we've just seen so many things. They're like, hey, this thing's coming out, it's multiplayer, it's going to be cool, and it's Game Pass day 1. A bunch of stuff like that. We've played a bunch of demos lately. I mean, Splitgate. Is Splitgate free? I can't remember.
It's beta. It's an open beta right now.
Okay. So stuff like that. I mean, we're back at a time where it's the best time to be playing video games.
It's a really good time.
And this seems to be, more than any time I can remember, the best time to be playing multiplayer games. Because I feel like probably 2019 was the best time for video games overall because of the single-player releases that were popping out. Because the stuff only gets better. It's like access to music only gets better as time goes by. Because there are more people making more things, and they're more accessible than they've ever been. Same for video games. But right now we're seeing all of this stuff that recognizes like, hey, people want to play multiplayer games, but they want to play with their friends. They like queuing up to play Call of Duty Online is cool, and lots of people like that. But people want to squad up with their friends because when they get over the age of 30, it's fucking hard to find a team. Like it's hard to find the time or the reason to spend the time and money on a game that you don't know if you're gonna like, that you're gonna play by yourself for a month and then never play it again. So to have access to all these games that have a lower barrier to entry, whether it's Pokemon Unite that says, hey, have you played a MOBA? Oh, you haven't? Fine. Cool. You know Pokemon though, right? Let's do this. That's great. Battlefield Portal, the idea that we can do like you said, a Halo Forge-like custom mode. That's awesome. I'm not going to make anything like that or with that, but the idea that I could potentially play in other people's cool creations, hell yeah. There's just so much stuff on the way for the rest of this year and then coming out next year that honestly, all you need is a squad. The games are there,
Yeah.
and you're probably already paying for them. So all you need is a team. So why not squad up with us?
Debbie's not going to sleep but like an hour a week now, so.
See, well,
That's down from 2 hours of sleep every night.
you're not wrong, honestly.